Okay, ladies and gentlemen, come on. This has got to work. It's not working. Take out your sketchbooks. Take out your 3 fruits and vegetables. And take out all your pencils, erasers, all those fun things that we like to draw with. Take it all out. Get yourself set up. As I slowly get this tedious creature to work. This is not what I want. Isabel, hit the lights, but hit the brown lights on for the one side. Clear your desks of other things that you don't need in front of you. Maybe turn these brown lights on a bit. It's pretty dark over here. A little bit more. That's good. Thank you. All right. Join. Oh my goodness gracious me. Let me in, let me in. Not by the hair of mine. Okay, please work. Haha! Okay. Yeah, it's great. It honestly is good. All right. So we are rocking and rolling. This is your very first sketchbook drawing. Get it quite big. And you'll be able to re-watch this video in your own time if you fall behind, struggle, or what have you. So I'm going to take you through the process that you will do over and over again when you draw a still life, a life drawing. We're going to do shoes, forks, spoons, hands, glasses, and odds and ends tools. And I've started off with 3 fruits. There we go. 3 fruits or vegetables. Does anyone not have, did anyone come unprepared? I brought some crusty pears that have been, they're looking a little shady on my counter. So I brought those in. Okay, so I brought 3 pears. Here they are. And the reason that I've chosen 3 round fruits or vegetables is that it complements the learning that we've already gone through. We learned about mark making with pencils. We've learned about different dynamic lines, how to observe things, how to look at negative space and draw that as a unique shape unto itself. We've practiced drawing circles, and it comes from the shoulder, we've now learned, instead of the wrist. It's a full arm movement. We've practiced and talked about the grayscale. This was supposed to be submitted yesterday. If you didn't get it done for whatever personal reasons, just get it in as soon as you possibly can. So there we go. We've done the sphere. We've done all the classic learning that starts an art class, really. So now we're going to apply the knowledge that we've got from this activity and put it into real life. So our objects are roundish, but they're not a perfect sphere, and that's okay. I chose these pears specific. I had like perfectly round oranges and clementines and things sitting around in my crisper, but I wanted to do this because we're going to look at the other hidden shapes that are inside these objects. So this is going to be a finished drawing. That means your first decision is to choose a crispy, fresh, clean page in your sketchbook. There's nothing on this side, and there never will be. Generally, we draw on the right-hand side of our pages. Let's set up our objects so that those people are in the background, but there we go, just for, ooh, there's the ceiling of my classroom. There we go, okay. So you're going to set up your objects so that they are aesthetically pleasing, and you're going to be looking down at them. So if my camera's like at my nose level, you're going to be looking down at them at a certain angle. Put them out in front of you. If you place them in a pattern where there's repetition, that works all right for objects that are identical to each other. So you get that pattern and repetition. This little guy doesn't want to sit still. Sticky tack or your malleable erasers are really good for that, for tacking down things. You can use a slight amount of overlapping. Find the best, most aesthetically pleasing positions for them. Kind of like this. I like my small pear in front, my taller pear out back, and this guy just wants to lie down. So I'm going to work with what they kind of want to naturally do. Using a little bit of overlapping is preferable to see this. See how that one edge of the pear is kissing the other side of the pear? That there's really no space and no overlap happening. We don't want that to happen, okay? That causes a great amount of tension. Sometimes that works really well for artists. Think of Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel, where Adam and God are about to touch fingertips, right? There's a lot of tension between that little bit of space. But we're just drawing fruits or vegetables today. We're not going for dramatic creation of human beings, okay? So have a little bit of overlap to create a nice composition. Do you have 3 fruits or vegetables? Okay, so here's 3 pears right here that you can borrow. The other thing you could do, I have all similar items. Colin, here, take this basket. There you go. Sit down. Set it up and follow the lesson. Davian, go on that computer, log into LMS, and start doing the test. There's one called George Tooker Government Bureau. You have to answer that question of the 9 long answer questions. Then there are 3 more. You pick 3, any 3 you want. Okay, and give me minimum 5 sentences for like a middle of the road kind of mark. Okay, I'll help you. Raise your hand if you need my help. Okay, where was I? Oh, if you've got an oddball out, like maybe you have one vegetable or one little kooky thing, and you want to bring attention to that one particular object, you can create a focal point by putting it kind of off on its own. So really it's up to you how you want to set up your still life, how you think it will look best. Okay, you're the artist, you decide. If you're drawing at home, you want to have a good light source. So with obvious shadows and highlights on the objects. Okay, sometimes you might be assigned to do this at home. In the classroom, I've tried my best. There are lots of lights in here, so there could be a few shadows happening. Choose the most distinct ones. Don't take a picture. We are drawing from life. Questions? Yes. Okay, so you don't, if you don't want to lose it, so put it in front of something. The next thing you do is decide whether your sketchbook should be portrait or landscape. So if your objects are really, really tall, you might want to put your book landscape. If it's a wider composition, then you will want to put it in a landscape form. So I haven't even touched a pencil yet, and I've gone through a lot of decision making, a lot of planning, some thought that went into this. Okay, and now I'm teaching a lesson right now. You're not taking advantage of that. Take your hat, put it somewhere else. Stop being a distraction. Take out your sketchbook, your drawing things, and participate the way you ought to. Choose a very light pencil for this, whether it be an HB, an F, even a light 2H, or a 2B, whatever you've got that's fairly light. If you've forgotten what your pencils can do, you can always check on the back of your containers. The back of your containers and look for the cheat sheet and see what you can do with these. So a 2H is actually lighter. I don't have a 2H. I have an F. That's all I got today. When you're drawing, you want to keep an invisible border, a blank border, a bit of visible space between the edges of your paper and the edges of your drawing. You don't want your drawing to run off the page. You don't want it to be an itty bitty little doodle in the middle and have all this empty space around the outside. So we're going to maximize the use of the space of the page. Devian, did you find it? Click on class tools. Click on quizzes. I think that's it. Click on that. And begin. Good luck. This is being recorded, Davian, so you can watch this anytime. That's an example of a long answer question. Give me a good hamburger paragraph response, okay? Lots of point proof. Show off your brains. Don't hold back. All right. No, I brought that from home. All right. Sorry, I don't want my shirt in the. This is where I'm drawing. All right. Oh, perfect. Okay. So I know about where I want to draw this. I'm going to look at my still life, and I'm going to mark off the highest point, and you're going to do the same, but with your own objects. You guys are starting to pick up your pencils now with me. Really lightly, you're going to mark off, I call them your cardinal points. What's lowest? One of my pears is really low and close to me, so I'm going to put it down there. And then this other one, the topply over one, is there. And I'm just giving myself cardinal points, okay, so that I know I'm not going to run off the page. And these marks that I'm making on the paper are really light and will be easily erasable later. Next step is to find the basic geometric shapes that these objects are. So I'm looking at my pears, and overall they are circles, basic geometric shapes. And that's the reason why I've asked you all to bring basically round things. So we know we practice drawing circles. None of this is, crazy new. So from the shoulder, lightly sketch, real light, those geometric shapes that you see sitting in front of you. You need to optimally use the page. We're going for accurate proportions. So we've got our basic geometric shapes nice and light, real sketchy. Whatever you put down, we can erase later. And this is the moment where we figure out our composition. Composition means how we put the stuff down on the page, how we set it all up. Okay, we're putting down the skeleton bones of our drawing. If your artwork is real cramped up and small on your sheet, it's too small. Erase it, go bigger. Remember, we want about 2 finger widths off the edge of the page. These marks should be super light. I know you're having a hard time seeing what I'm drawing. I'm not doing it to be difficult to you. I'm setting the example. So I've drawn 3 circles. The next step, if you've got stems or your thing isn't a perfect circle, like these pears, they're not really only a circle because they have that blip that kind of comes out. It's more like an ellipse. So if you've got crazy stems or pears that have a little bit more going on than just a simple circle, you can add those extra pieces in now. And again, my mark making is really light. If you don't draw light and you put these harsh, hard lines down, then you're going to have a really hard time erasing things later. It's going to be too bright for you guys. No, I need my studio lights in here. I missed them. One nice thing teaching from home is I had great lighting. There, that shadow was driving me crazy. It's not as bad now. Okay. Okay. So we've done the composition. We figured out what our cardinal points are, what's our lowest, what's our highest, what's our widest parts. The next thing to do is to make sure that you have accurate proportions, is to observe the negative space that surrounds these objects. Now, we're not going to color it in like we did in those exercises, but we're going to look at them. So I'm looking at the space that's being created between my 2 pairs. So in here, I'm going to look at that and try to draw the contour line of that weird shape that the negative space is creating. So it has this tight little point here and goes back up. So I'm not looking necessarily at the pear itself, but the empty spaces that are being created by the pears. If that makes any sense to you, one day it'll click. The more you draw, the more you observe, you'll start to see those empty spaces. Okay, and you can go all the way around, even though it may not have holes in it, like the watering cans and handled teapots that we were drawing earlier. Even though that's not there, these little, almost like triangles, I see them as points of triangles. Trying to get those in will help you and observe and get much better proportions than if you didn't bother with them at all. If when you do this, you've discovered you've made a big mistake, no worries, we're drawing lightly already. You can take even your malleable kneaded eraser and pull all that up, and it won't be hard because we're not going with heavy hands. I'm holding my pencil very lightly. I'm not cramped down as if I was printing. It's nice and light and loose and feathery in my hand. This takes patience. You're going to learn a lot about your character, about your personality in this. And it will improve your ability to be patient with yourself. All right. So there's my squish it pears. Next. All right, let me go through the list again. Landscape or portrait. Find your cardinal points. Highest, lowest, side, and side. Find the basic geometric shapes. Here we're all working in circles. Pop those down. You want to maximize the use of the space of the page, not go too little, but not run off it either. Following that, we observe the negative space around the objects, looking and drawing and observing the air that's being created. It would be a very good idea not to disturb your fruits and vegetables after you've started drawing, because it's going to change everything massively, and you're going to have a hard time trying to get it all back to the way it was. All right. Next, I know in this classroom, we've got 5,200 lights coming all over the place, spotlights, windows, all that sort of stuff, all that jazz. So choose one set of shadows that you see are most distinct and softly outline those shadows. Okay, real soft. Look at how they come off of the fruit. So this pear shadow in my world comes off this front pear. Try to choose shadows that are kind of coming from the same light source. I know that's really hard in here. Sometimes it's more ideal to draw at home where you have more control, but this is okay too. Having me with you and draw with you is a good way of learning as well. So I'm mildly content with this. This little guy's going to fade out. Cha-cha. So we have our cast shadows. If you see any distinct shadows on the fruits and vegetables themselves, like quite dark, you can block those in. Sometimes the fruit or vegetable will cast a shadow on the other, on one of its neighbors, so get those in. And of course, we don't want to forget the highlights. Now, these guys aren't very shiny. I don't know about you. I'm seeing the red peppers as being pretty shiny. Some of you apples have shiny skins. The citrus fruit people, yeah, never mind. The people with citrus fruit, they've got a textured shine to it because of the skin. But whatever the shine is, just block it out. And when I say block it out, I mean put very, very light indicators. I find this helps me not forget them. Sometimes you just get into the shade and you're going crazy and you just like shade the whole thing and you're like, oh, highlights. Yeah. This one doesn't really have much. Before we begin shading and getting there and adding the value and looking at the darkness and lightness, grab a scrap piece of paper for your drawing hand. And you can leave this scrap piece of paper in the back of your sketchbook and use it over and over again. I just have this little notepad here. This prevents smudging, messiness. Extra scrap paper, just tear one out of the back of your sketchbook or from one of your binders, or look in the blue bin for paper. Maybe don't go in there. I think there's some. I think I really favor my 4B pencils. They're shortest of all of them. I like them because they are so middle of the road. They're not too dark and they're not too light. And that's the one I want you to grab now as we move forward in our drawing. Carefully observe. You guys okay? Awesome. Where is it darkest? Where is it level 10? Yep. Am I going, oh, who's like crazy far behind? All right. Keep going. I'll kind of pause. Remember, this is being recorded.
I have absolutely no idea how to do that apple stem.
Just, they're lines. They're lines. They go, or skip them for now.
It looks really out of place though. It looks like a circle with a line.
Yeah, it'll look like a circle because it's uniform. One trick, kids, to do is carefully pick up your sketchbook, look at your drawing upside down. That engages weird parts of your brain that will tell you if something's off or not, whether it's crooked, if it's off center. Sometimes it'll help you find those, just that weird thing that's been tripping you up, like apple stems perhaps. So try that trick. Yep. Not terribly, but next time I would go bigger. I wouldn't start over at this point. I'm just waiting for some of my friends to catch up. Are there any other questions out there? Maybe I'll do a walk around. Take your eraser or kneaded eraser and try to lift up the dark outlines. Not bad. Yeah, you think you come down quite a bit. Would have gone a little bigger, but it's just like by that much. So don't worry about it. Yeah, the overall thing. You have all this emptiness, but don't. It's good enough. Like that's just beautiful. Okay. Yep. If you've drawn dark outlines, take an eraser. If you've got the squishy eraser, just dab at those dark outlines and bring them back to a level of lightness. Yep. That is a little less dark. This is your tomato. Look at all this empty space. And does it overlap? Like it looks like the peach is on top top of the, your perspective is different than mine though. But are they overlapping? No? Okay, that's your. Water. Yeah, that's fine, that's totally fine. Shadows, yeah, they sometimes break the rules, you know, where they sneak off the edge of the page, it's okay. But the objects themselves, like they're equal, whatever they want about the shadow. Yeah, that's fine. You know, go ahead, hold up. You got, yeah, you were playing with the way the light was? Yeah. What's your question? Okay. I like what you've done. Keep going. You'll have red, green, and yellow objects, but they're different. The lemon and the peach, the tomato and the apple. That's cool. I like that. Yep. Draw in the shades, the shadows. You're right. And then put little circles for where the highlights are going to be. Yeah, you're gonna have to erase all that. I like that you're thinking about the rule of thirds. Maybe next time don't actually draw the lines, but you can put like maybe points or things like that. I like what you've done though. That shows a lot of thinking. You're just gonna have to erase all the way to that. Yep, good work. Ease the outlines of the shadows, lighten them up. Okay, we're gonna have to get rid of those later. Yeah, try to keep your lines a little less broken and hairy because they're not fluffy. Mm-hmm. What was it, kissing? It's real, look at those edges. They're just touching. Create a bit more overlapping because that's a lot of tension there. Lovely, good work. Yeah, you got it. I mean, if you want me to be picky, which you don't, I would have lifted them up so there's not so much emptiness and down here so much.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But that's just being picky at this point. If it's red, it's fine.
I don't want to stand.
You've gone so far ahead. I'll come to you in a bit. Good. Wait, this is in front of this, right? But why aren't you drawing what you see? Look at it. One more time. Boom, boom, boom. Draw that. Okay? Draw what you see. Don't move things around. Okay? Good. Not bad. He's a little rounder than onion. This is all really far too small. Like, way too small. I know your objects are small, but you just draw them bigger. I've seen some art teachers give a piece of popcorn to kids, and they have to draw that popcorn and fill the space of the page, the one pooped popcorn piece. So you can do it, just draw it bigger. Flip it over and this time follow the directions. I like what you've done, but it's far too small. And use, look at where we are. Look at where the rest of the class is, just out. It's good that you didn't follow the directions. Now your drawing is too teeny tiny. Good. All right, here we go. So grab a 4B, a 3B, something middle of the road in the darkness level value, and let's find the darkest spots of our still life and start shading those in. Fine, if you're that. Okay, so for me, and probably for you guys, the spot where the object touches the desk, that connection will be your darkest value. Now that may not go for all of you. Ooh. We're working the graphite into the fiber of the paper. just like we did yesterday with the sphere, we're finding the cast shadows, the midtones, the highlights. And it's all careful observation. An average, well done life drawing should take about 2 hours to do. If you whipped it off in 15, 30 minutes, then you did not follow the steps and work as carefully as I expect you to. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then you guys are free to move up across the objects and shade them, demonstrating what you learned yesterday. Where is it darkest? Where is it lightest? How is it in comparison to something else? You can try to get the textures by putting little dots. My pears have seen better days. There's lots of bruises and marks on them. You can have the artistic liberties to eliminate some of them if you think it's necessary. If it would be better, that's up to you. We want to use the full range of value, lightness and darkness of your pencils. But still you need to hide those strokes. Is that a bit bigger? No, it's the exact same size as the last one. Okay. How about, do you want me to write a list of things for you to like follow when you do one of these drawings?
No, I think I got it that way. Twice.
They're supposed to be, oh, here.
They're bigger, they have to be bigger. That one just missing.
There's a few things. Okay, so use the space of the page. All right. So if you're drawing a shoe, there's only a little bit of space that's unused. It's long, but what else? There's some onions. Okay, they're using all of the space of the page. These are level 4, where you get right into the details. Okay, where you're using all of the paper and you don't see the pencil strokes unless you just see the item. Yeah, unless there's texture. Like here in the cork, I wanted to show off the texture of the cork. So you could see my pencil strokes there, but I did it on purpose. There's a glass of water. It was a little small. There it is. Okay, and we're going for super realistic. And then eventually, you'll be able to get into portraits. Like, no, but you could draw them maybe. Here's Wood Hawker. Everything's upside down for you guys. I don't know why. Oh, if I move this thingy. Oh, I'm so silly sometimes. There we go. Freaking brilliant. It'll require some editing. Have fun, future me. No, it's got to go this way. This won't be a danger. All right. Upside right. And remember, kids, these videos that I show and make for you in this classroom are not for your entertainment. They're for your education. Sorry, E, that I can't be as exciting as Netflix or whatever you're watching right now. So another new thing that I'm introducing in this project is the blending tool. Yours may look a little bit different than mine. Essentially, it's just a really tightly rolled piece of paper. If you don't have your own, you can MacGyver one and just make your own with a piece of paper, roll it really tight, tape it up. I'm using mine to prop my camera in my stand right now, so I can't show that to the camera. But if it's very dirty, you can take some sandpaper and file off the graphite that's built up on the end, but it doesn't have to happen too often. Pressure affects how this tool works. If you push hard, your marks will get very dark, but if you keep it soft and light, using circular, gentle motion, you'll be able to work the graphite into the fibers of the paper so that you get a nice, smooth blend. I encourage you to give it a shot, even if you don't have one. Go roll up a piece of paper, rough up one end with keys or sandpaper, whatever you got, and try it out. It makes a big difference. The thing, though, is it's not the last step. You may go and blend your whole object, but if you don't go back in and crisp up the values, then it just looks like a foggy mess. So this is still a work in progress. Remember, Davian, when you only have to answer 3 of those long answer questions, just 3, your choice, whichever ones you want. The 4th one must be the George Tooker Government Bureau one. Okay, there's one mandatory and the rest are whatever ones you want, because there's lots there. I don't expect you to answer all 9 of them. I'm just giving you choices. Yep, that's the mandatory. Good. And then it's up to you. Yep. Do I have what? In the middle. If you made your own blending tool, it's a good idea to rough up the edges soften the edge that you're going to be blending with. I don't know, something rough. Mm-hmm. Anybody else? Okay. I'm going to come around to visit you guys. So is it that dark up your apple? Yes. So ease that heavy outline, otherwise it's going to flatten. Okay, are you smudging with your finger? No, good girl. Yep, lovely. Very nice. Keep working in those pencil strokes. Remember that your strokes need to mimic the form of the object. So if your object is round, make sure that your pencil strokes emulate, follow, help sculpt that illusion of form. Well done. moving along quickly, okay? If you go and, shade flat across your objects, then it's going to flatten your object. Okay. Remember, I won't. You'll call me? Yeah, okay. Yeah, make sure that you're shading with the contour of the object. Very nice, very nice. Excellent shading. Well done. Yep, keep going, keep going. Yeah, do those shadows change in value as they get closer and further away from the object? Yeah, students work good. Work. Much better. Yay, much better. Okay, keep going. You're on the right track. Nice blending tool. Really slow, Tobin. Keep going. You're well into it. 100 times better. Then I make money, you work emails. Tripping hazard. It's one of those days where I don't want health and safety to come in. It's like there's like an eye poking thing right here. And it's all being recorded. Yay! 2B, 3B. All right. You guys are doing really well with this. Keep it up. This level of focus is very good. So I've run into a little problem. I'm going to share it with you. Share how I problem solve through things. This pair and this pair are starting to blend together. Their values are too similar. Whereas when I'm looking in real life at them, one is much darker than the other to push and pull them forward and back. So as I've been working, I realized I need to darken this pair to push it further back behind this one. So I'm going to adjust the values. So it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back all the time. And once I do that, it's going to pop this front pair forward. You got to roll it really tight, really, really, really tight. Super duper tight. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 5 more minutes and then I'll let you have your break. The end of the day. You can do it. Yeah, all right, by tomorrow. But the moment you move all this stuff, it's, yeah, right? Well, I prefer you to finish it by the end of this class. Because how long is a class? It's 2.5 hours? Pardon? That's not enough time? I don't know. Focus. See if you can do it. 2 hours is usually a good amount of time. No, it's not. Wow. No, some people don't today. Today's a big no filter day. Good enough. Oh, that's much better. Yeah. Now, can you get the texture and try to hide your pencil strokes? Each time, that's a good one. You're on the right track. Sorry, I can't talk. Slow down. You are rushing. Pears are not shiny enough for me. There's no good highlight on this. The hot commodity in the classroom right now. The blending sticks.
Is there any way I can like get this off like right now?
Why? Is it just making too much of a dark mark?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, use the other side. I wouldn't peel it. I know you're looking at that as being an option. Don't peel it. When you get home, do you have sandpaper?
Yeah, I think. Okay.
Just take sandpaper. If you just tear off a little corner of sandpaper or nail file, an emery board, then you can just file off. You can file the tip back too because you really blunted it. Try using. Where'd mine go? Put mine down. Here it is. Try using the side of it a little bit more rather than the like flat down tip. It's not ruined. It just needs some TLC. Like all of us here. Thanks. You think so? Okay. Can you see your pencil strokes or are they blended in? They're blended in. Have you used the blending tool correctly to get the right textures, but not to make everything a big old foggy, soupy mess? So that means you went back in with an eraser to get the highlights and pencil with your shadows to get the shadows back in. You've got a little bit of visual texture trying to emulate the weird marks on these pears. Good. Sign and date the bottom right-hand corner. Welcome back. Zara, when do you catch up on this? Zara, when you click where that takes you, maybe to the beginning. If not, you can watch the other YouTube video with the onions and garlic. That's a finished, polished video that I created a while ago. And you can watch that one, and it has all the same teaching points that I've covered in the beginning of this lesson. So you can either watch the long version with this pear thing, and it's all on the Create with Kiely YouTube channel. Maybe because it's ongoing. It says it's, but I shared it with you. If you clicked on this link, I'm still not really good at this whole live stuff. I put up a lot of like safety parameters because I'm afraid of like rude people joining in and just making rude comments and, you know, making it inappropriate for school. So I've got it probably locked up so tight and so safe that you can't even watch it. So go watch the onion one. I know that's public. It's totally safe for you to go into. Yeah. Yes, you were. Okay, if you need your break, go take a 15-minute break. I'll see you at 1:35. If you're in the zone, enjoy it. The third time you did really well on that third one. Davian, did you finish? And you submitted it and everything? Awesome. How'd it go?
I struggled a little bit because the one for the studying, the thing wasn't working that you told me.
The Kahoot?
Yeah.
But you could do the Prezi, right? So what did you write if you don't know what the elements and principles of design are?
I just searched up stuff about it. So
Last night?
Yeah.
Okay.
um,
Well, no, that's on you. That's you. That's your study habits. Go have your break.
What do you think of this?
I think it's really good. I think your shadows are super duper dark.
Yeah.
Your shading needs to ease off. It's like such a diagonal line across it that you've lost the form of the object. Okay, so these shadows should be wrapping around. And then these marks, hold on, Zara. No, hold on, Zara. These marks here are like where you would stop shading.
Yeah.
Right? So you got to shade all of this in and then make sure that you leave the white there. So, I mean,
Yeah. I wasn't really working on that.
Not
I was
done?
Just working on like the shadow.
okay,
right
yeah,
now.
it's rich. It's a very rich dark.
Yeah.
And it's good that you've got it, but make sure, and you've got it up there, you're going to have to pull that black up and across to smooth it out, okay? So we don't have to flatten our objects,
Okay.
okay?
And about like this blonde here, I was having kind of a hard time with that. Is that
It's okay. It's your first drawing. Keep going. Get the fruit feeling round. That's my fault. You okay?
Can I
Yeah.
answer her first?
You want me to answer her
Well, if
first?
you want to. It'd be easier for her.
No, Zara, what I want you to do is get your own 3 objects and draw from life. So set them up in front of you as you see in the videos there's a couple of other videos that you might want to consider watching, the how to set up at home, and like in my very first playlist on my YouTube channel, there's a series of anything that's kind of round, fruits or vegetables. There's someone waiting at the door. Come. Oh, hi, girls. I got a big lineup of questions. Are you just socializing?
No, I actually have a question.
Okay.
You were asking me about my art for
Yeah.
Was that art? You marked it?
What?
In there. It was from last year.
You want me to mark something from last year?
No, did you mark it? Because I got the email saying that you lost the art. Was it marked before?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It had been marked. Of course, yeah. You had an at the end of the year, right? Yeah, it had been marked, and all in LMS. But when LMS shuts down a class, it deletes everything. So if I wanted to keep examples, I love examples, not kids' marks. That's all said and done. Okay, you gave me a heart attack there. Take it easy. That's really nice.
To separate these two a little bit more.
Okay,
Because
so the
they're
same thing I had to do with these pears, I had to lighten the one in the front and darken the one in the back to push it back there.
Okay.
Okay, you've lost your highlights too.
Yeah.
So bring those highlights back in. And then I wonder if this shadow comes just a smidgen out more. But you're doing a great job. Next time when you shade with the form, not across it.
Okay.
There's so much to remember and think of the first time you sit down and do a serious drawing. And I acknowledge that. But I can also promise that the more you do this, and you certainly will if you do the work in my class properly, you won't think about all these, like it'll just come second nature to you and you'll just get the hang of it and becomes a habit. So what I'm trying to do is ingrain good artistic habits into you now so it's easier later. Do I have more questions in line? Yeah, no problem.
just don't know how much to fix though. Like I've tried to make it eraser just to pick it up a bit, but it doesn't really help.
What's wrong with them?
I don't know. It's just I wanted to fix it a bit, but it didn't. It's not wanting to fix properly.
It's not wanting to fix.
You know how to
Refuses to fix. So the need, like here, this texture, is that what you're talking
I
about?
was trying to like, fix it so that I can make it the way that I see the actual. Like,
Well, since I can't see what you see, do you have a blending tool?
yes.
Okay, so just gently bring it back so there's not a line. Is this shadow this guy?
Yeah.
Just gently bring it back. You're doing fine. Keep at it. Yeah, I like the shadow of the stem. That was very clever to observe. Can we do it? Yes, we can. All you diehard artists. Yep.
I have a schedule to get a tutor.
Okay, no problems. Hi, come on in.
Hi, for, hockey, I won't be here for the rest of the except for Wednesday. I'll be there for the game. I'll be there for the game, but not for the practices.
That's fine. Friday, I'm canceling it because it's Friday and I have a department meeting I need to run. So I was going to do, you're missing Thursday. That's it. No
Okay.
biggie. But you're here on Friday, right?
On Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, I'll be there for the game.
Okay, great. What about today?
No, I won't be there. I have hockey game.
Good luck. Kick butt. Are you the goalie in hockey or are you no? Center forward? You're a very good athlete. Good luck.
Thanks.
Had a little heart attack. Who would I put in net? Selena, no, Maddie asked me that yesterday. She's like, who would I put in net if the goalie was absent? And I'm like, I don't know. That's okay. Pears. I don't like you. That's me. How can I help you? Here. Oh no, I love the texture. It's rich. Bring the shadows to make it feel more spherical. There's nothing sad about that. That's fun. Keep going and do the shadows. If you get stuck on an object and it's really bugging you, go do something else. Not in your drawing. Do something else in your drawing, and then it'll come back, and you can come back to it. It looks good. I like the texture. If it gets too shaded where you don't see the lines, you can erase some of them and have them come in and out. It doesn't have to, if you don't see those stripes all the way across, don't draw them. Draw exactly what you see in front of you. Welcome back. That's fine. See if you can use the rest of my goodness, class went by real quick. We just have about an hour left, which some of you feel like that's a long time, but others don't. See if you can get this drawing done, because the idea of you taking your objects home, setting them up perfectly as you have them right now, getting light sources that are similar to what you've got. Well, yeah, kinda. And then you got homework, right? Which stinks. You can just leave it off to the side. I'll get it later. Thank you. Nobody likes homework. I don't want you to have homework. I want you to go outside and enjoy this nice weather while we still have it. Go play.
Do we have, I know that, the sphere with the background?
No, no. Drawing the background helps when your objects are just so light that you just need to darken the background, but it's not always necessary. All right, lemon texture. Yeah, it's not. It's a fake. I would shade really softly the surface of, like, I would shade the whole thing. Okay, don't even look at the texture. Then in the shadows, you can hint at some spots, just putting those in. And then if you have a teeny tiny eraser, you can bring the lights out. Either going to pull out the light or put in on the shadows. So whatever's, so if it's on dark, pull out light. If it's on light, you can put in dark, and a little bit of vice versa. The worst thing you can do is do the texture all across it. So when you put that thing back down, ask yourself, where do I see the texture most? And softly put it in, real gentle like. If it's too much, then it becomes distracting. Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you think I should like add or change?
Is it lighter? Could you bring that up? And then you need your signature. I think you did a good job for your first one. It's good.
So I have to bring this.
The highlight, yeah, it's just a little too much of an edge here.
Okay.
Like, go observe that a little bit more carefully. I'm listening. Ooh.
Is that kind of like more rounded?
Mm-hmm. I want you to fill in these big white areas.
Yeah, I was just kind of looking at the shadows first.
Go into the big white areas now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, also,
Yes.
it's not really much of like you can't really see the outline of the apple, can you?
Not there, but up here I can. That's why I want you to go in those spots. The tops, the apples and vegetables I can, but not your bottom. The bottom part of the drawing is good.
So it's fine that you can't really see it?
Yeah, because then it became implied lines. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going for implied lines. We don't want to see the outlines of things. Boys, you don't want homework. I don't want to assign you homework. We're both on the same mindset for that. So keep going in this assignment.
Is this a bit better?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I just have to sign in the right-hand corner?
Yeah. Mhm. Some of you might actually call it. You're the one that's done, right?
Yeah.
You signed it and all right. There is a fun app I discovered. It's called Wanna Draw. Oops, Wanna Draw. And looks like that. And you oh, well, here, I'll do it for you. Do you want me to click on Ultimate Idea Generator or Fusion Idea Generator? Ultimate. Tell me when to touch. Who? A dentist? Tell me when. As a space cadet. Draw it. A dentist as a space cadet. A student astronaut. A space cadet. Go. See what you can do with that creativity. I saw you get to have fun with this. I'll show you. There was an Instagrammer that I was, a TikToker, sorry. Hold on, let me, I don't know if I can find it ever again. Probably not. How do you find things? I liked it. I'll never. Yeah?
And then there should be an option saying like video.
Oh, there will be hundreds and thousands. I send out the happiness. No. I think she's like a professional caricature artist. And she's quite the character. That's not it. Whoa. Nope, I don't think I'll ever find it again. She got Rapunzel from Pixar's Rapunzel and Mike Wazowski, and she had to combo those two up to make a new character. It was pretty funny. She did a great job. With your imagination. You could, yep. I should find her. She's a really good artist to follow just because she's like fun and funny.
Does she draw digitally or?
Yes, she draws digitally. You might have seen her.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen something like that, not exactly that.
It was just today she, yeah. Finding someone is so hard after. Anyways, I think I'm gonna stop this video because it's been going on for a while. And the future self who edits this is going to have a heyday with me. Too many shadows. Wanna draw. It looks like a mosaic pencil. Yeah, did you? Yes, that's it. What's she called?
I think it's oddity, raw, so A-U.
Oh, hold on. Too fast. Oddity. Oh no. Hello?
Hello, I'm looking for Misty Augustino. Is it Melina?
Yes.